Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in Thonburi on a super blistery hot day. It is what it is. It's getting ready to be rainy season, and we're needing some rain to cool things off. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a second-class royal temple. This is a temple I've been to before, but it is fantastic. It's probably some of the best like fusion of Chinese and Thai architecture, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The center prong is the highlight. It's 42 meters tall. Anyway, we're at Wat Phitchaya Yatikaram Worawihan. Anyway, this temple here dates back to the Ayutthaya era, but it became abandoned after Thonburi kind of lost its influence as far as like being like a port for goods coming into Bangkok. So this temple was abandoned, and one of King Rama III's important, I guess, nobles, he came back in here in about 1829 to 1832, somewhere in there, and he completely restored this temple, and then he offered it to King Rama III to make it into a royal temple, and he was. And he changed the name to the another name, and then Rama IV came back in and gave it its current name. So anyway, we're going to walk through here. There's quite a bit to see, a lot of Chinese influence and just some nice stuff. So let's see what we see today.
Planning a trip is always stressful, but Yesem takes one of the stresses out. Open the Apple Store or the Google Store, search for Yesem, install the app, and then you can search your plans. They have regional, they have country specific, or they have worldwide, and you can have pay-as-you-go plans as well. Installing the app is super easy. First-time users use the code ENDLESS25 with a capital E, and it will save you up to 20%. It takes about 3 minutes. Just follow the simple instructions. You can activate the plan immediately or upon arrival. Then all you simply do is open up the settings, turn your line off, turn Yesem on. You can check your balance at any time through the app, and then when you're at the airport, just simply walk by all of the eSIMs and enjoy your holiday.
And we're right here on the Klong Sampraya. It's kind of brackish, has kind of a bad odor to it, and you see some trash and stuff like that over there. So this is just one of the canals, and then you see canal living. Now there's a temple that was built by the guy that restored this temple, and she built a temple over here. His wife did. So anyway, that's over there. We're not going to look at it today, but that's just part of the deal. And in here is a statue of the guy that restored it. But check it out. We got two smaller prongs. They look like the main pagoda at that first-class royal temple down in Nakhon Si Thammarat. Just they're a little bit smaller. And that's actually was on the, what was it on, like the 5 baht coin or the 10 baht coin? You can see the different types of buildings. You can see the Chinese style where it has kind of the, I don't know, it's missing like the naga and stuff like that you normally see. And they're just all scattered out through. There will be statues, Chinese images, and just a bunch of different things. So this is the temple. So this is the old ordination hall right here, and it looks like it's renovation season, so we got scaffolding up around it, but we can still look inside, I think. So we can see the small little pagoda. So these are in a Lanka style, and they're really fantastic. So it's 11 wa tall, which is a Thai measurement, so it's roughly 22 meters, and there's twins, so there are two of them exactly the same. The only difference is one of them, this one over here, has a silver Buddha, and the one to my right has a gold Buddha, and they face each other. As you can see in here, and then it has the name up above. And so the Thais will come over here and they'll pray. So this is the silver one. You can see it has the umbrella and everything else up there. And then on this side is the gold one. The floral print, everything else there. That's more of the Rama III era architecture. And then the bell and the lotus, and it goes all the way up to the finale up there. And then this is the little gold Buddha. So these pigeons, they've really nested up there. They've actually almost knocked the light off. Yeah, here is the gold one, and then there's people that are, their ashes are interned here. Oh, and then we've got a reclining Buddha over there that's in the death pose. Same style. And then you have a little courtyard here with a lot more of the Chinese style buildings all around. And you see the stone lantern, and then the lions and Chinese figures and the floral patterns. So this one here has the Buasima stones around it. You can see those over there. And then they built this little Chinese style pagoda in front of this hall. And you can see it does have all the Chinese influence up on the front there. And they're doing a complete restoration of the outside. Yes, they say this temple here is one of the 11 sacred sites that you got to see here in Thonburi. You see the Chinese figures and the goddess of the earth, all the stuff here, normal things that you see at the temple. But the Chinese elements you see in mostly the Rama III era temples, which was the 1800s. So this little pavilion thing here on the front is unique. You don't normally see these at temples. They have a shrine here, and then you see all the Chinese styling. It's kind of cool with that use of that yellow and the floral pattern and everything. And then we have an old monk here. And then I think this is like the throne from that Phraya or whatever his name was. You see the Buasima stones. There's two of them. That makes it the royal temple. And then there's that noble right there. I think he went by the nickname That. Kind of a cool thing. And then they have the water here, so they'll do the blessings, the monks will. And they got scaffolding in here to shore everything up. You can see the dragons and other things on these columns. I can smell the paint. And they have a cool little cabinet here. This will have the Buddha teaching inside of it. So they write them on this piece of, it looks kind of like a paper, and they write it on there, and then they wrap it up in silk to keep the termites from eating it. And this is what it looks like inside of here. So they don't have any murals, they have the wallpaper. And you can see the principal Buddha image. So this is in Sukhothai styling. And they think this might have been brought in from Phitsanulok. Phitsanulok was one of the important cities of the Sukhothai era. Kamphaeng Phet, Sisachanalai, Sukhothai, and Phitsanulok. And then Phitsanulok later became kind of the second capital of Ayutthaya. That's where they would send the kings in waiting up there to Phitsanulok to learn how to be king and to rule kind of the northern part of the country. It also kept the king in waiting away from the king, so they weren't replaced, which was pretty common in the old days. If you didn't like the king and you were second in line, you found ways to remove them. So that's this hall. Let's go look at the really cool thing now, the primary chedi. So you can see the shrine that they've left the little offerings to. So they have the tea and the little flowers. They burn the joss sticks, but on this one they've left the little cigars, and they've left some smokes for this guy here, for his spirit. Every once in a while you'll see the cigarettes, and sometimes you'll see like little whiskey, and that's what they've done here. And they have a little Chinese Buddha here, and the bell tower is quite cool also. It's outside of the perimeter wall. There's a school over there. You see here we got the Buasima stones. All of this is being restored. And then they built this little thing here with the ashes of people. Yeah, the school is over that away. And this isn't too far from a few other things. You can go to the Grandmother's Park, which isn't too far. And I think Wat Phitchaya, which is like the Turtle Mountain temple, it's over here also. And you can see this chedi from, or this prong, you can see it from the Chao Phraya River actually. It's that massive. All the debris from the restoration. So there was actually a covered building here. So they've removed it. Wow, they've done a lot of different things here. Yeah, there was a building over there. This was all covered. And then there was a shrine to the Thai kings over here. Now they just have this one building. I don't know if they're going to keep it there or not. But check this out. So he has the two smaller chedis next to the center Khmer style prong that's 42 meters high. And then right here is a little, like, it's the Buddha relic, and it's in like a little chedi also. Yeah, we can't see it, but there's probably like a bone fragment or a tooth or a hair or something in there. Or it could be like a little crystal. Sometimes when they mummify the bodies, they get these little crystals and then they put them in stuff like this. Yeah, you can see the back side of that hall. Like I said, it is renovation season. Seems like everywhere I go, we got scaffolding. It pops up like weeds. And then you got the cool bell tower over there. All right, let's go into the prongs now. That's kind of the highlight of this temple. Yeah, so they'll have the Buddha images here. And then I think in this one over here is a Buddha footprint. And then I think there's just a regular image over there. So we have the lions here underneath the umbrella. And then we'll climb these stairs. And you can see they do need to come in here and touch up this plaster and do some painting and stuff like that. So they'll do that one of these days, I'm sure. But check out how massive this sucker is. It's huge. 42 meters is no slouch. Yeah, so you can see the styling. More of that floral print. Then you have the Buddha imagery there with the nagas. And the same way they did on the corners, which is quite cool. And there's a little walkway you can go around. The ground is like a frying pan. Even in the shadows here, it is so hot. And then this is the inside here. So inside here are the ashes of the guy, that nobleman that restored this temple, and they gave it to Rama III. In the old days, they did that for merit. It was a way you had wealth, so you would go and you would spend it on restoring a temple, and that would get you merit. The old kings in Ayutthaya would build temples to do the same, and it's kind of a tradition that's kept on. Okay, so let's look at the one on the right that has the Buddha footprint. You smell the guano in here? Oh, can't keep the bats out. So you see there's the plates and everything right there also. So they built these using stuff from the ships. The Chinese ships would come here to Thonburi, and they used like the little pieces of porcelain, they used the plates, they used the ballast, and they would incorporate it into these temples. And then this is the one on the right. So there's not just one Buddha footprint, but there's 4 here. And then we have some pigeons nested right up there. And you can see how this is constructed on the inside. It's like a lotus flower. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, and the wind is going right through here. It feels so nice. This is a good look at the Buddha footprints. So usually they'll have 108 auspicious symbols. And you can see the little birds, you see everything else there. These are kind of faded, but you can still see all that. And then the little coils, like the toe prints, these all mean something. So the Buddha footprints, there's a cult that actually comes and prays to these. Okay, let's go look at the third prong now. And then we have a smaller prong that's behind the huge 42-meter one from the main temple part over there. And these are people that have their ashes here interned in this prong. Some more over there. And then they have little things up there. I'm not sure what they use those for. Oh, looks like there's 2 people here. So we have a really cool Buddha image in there also. You can see the use of the plates again. And it has a ladder to go up there. How would you like to go climb that rickety thing? Somebody's got to get up there. All right, so this is the last little prong here with the Buddha image inside of it. Oh, that's a cool image. So you see it has like the royal regalia on. Has the earrings, has the armbands and the bracelets. And then it has a smaller one here with the Naga hood. That's a nice little image with the crown and everything. All right, let's go down and we'll look at this little prong out back, and then that'll be the last we look at. Check it out over there. Those nagas are kind of like a cross between the naga and a dragon. And then you have the angels up there. Wow, that's really cool. And it's kind of like what you'd see on the roof of a Chinese temple. They'll do those little figures across. They'll have like the chicken and the dragon and the peacock and other things. And they did it with the little angels. And there's a lot more to this temple. You got other smaller little buildings. Then you have these places here. People come to this temple to meditate, and they have a huge hall back over here also that people come over and pray and get back in line with their faith, I guess. And you can see they have meditation halls in there, prayer halls, sermon halls, and then they got places here to eat. And then they have part of the school over there, and then this last little Khmer style prong right here. Oh, that's really cool though, right behind. And you see all the figures that are holding up the top of the prong right there that are in gold. Oh, that's really spectacular. Okay, that'll finish up our video over here at this second class royal temple. This Wat Phitchaya Yatikaram Worawihan, or however you say it. This is really cool. This is something that most people don't see, even though a few tourists will wind up over here. But mostly it's for the Thais that will come over here, and they come over here to do the meditation and stuff like that. This is one of the sacred sites for them. The temple itself is really awesome with that 42-meter tall prong. Definitely something to come over here and check out. I would recommend it if you get a chance and if you're over here in this area. There are a few other things that you can see. It's probably best to get over here by taxi, but you can get over here and do that if you want. I mean, if you go to the Grandmother's Park or the Turtle Mountain Temple, something like that, just incorporate this into your itinerary. You won't be disappointed. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and then you get to see some more stuff like this. And if you've been here, have any questions or comments, let me know down below. And until next time, from over here in Thonburi, remember, life is a journey. So until next time, enjoy.